Hello and welcome back to Fate Grand Order. Tonight we're continuing with Lostbelt 6. Last time we had just defeated Woodwoes, one of the main clan leaders. Unfortunately, some of his men were able to sneak into the castle. Woodwoes' army is on the run, the battle is over. All the non-combatants come out from hiding, all medics assemble at the main gate. And enemy soldiers who surrounded peacefully will be taking the side of our future western residential district. Those who wish for a visit, please speak to the Kenwood Brigade. I repeat, Woodwell's army is on the run. Victory is ours. Oh yes, we also found out one person from our team may in fact be leaking information to the enemy. Guess I'll have to figure that out on my own. It's finally over. Yes, somehow. Thank goodness everyone's Wait, everyone's not okay. Percival hasn't moved since he collapsed. We have to treat him right away. Gareth! Could you bring Ridge a bit? We have to hurry to Percival. Woodwoes died in battle. Around 20% of the Fang clan attackers have surrendered and are now prisoners of war of the Round Table Army. The rest have fled towards Oxford. Without Woodwoes to lead them, I doubt the Fang clan will continue to function as an army. We've made it past our second big obstacle, though not without sacrifice. I'd say that takes care of most of the obstacles in the south. What do you think, Count? I'd say so. I think we have enough of a foundation to make a move on Camelot if we have to. Historia's rung 2 bells, and with her companions, she defeated Woodwoes. Most importantly, it's wonderful how she didn't mistreat the Fang clan after winning. She didn't hold any grudge or anything. She didn't pursue the fairies who fled, and she's treating those who surrendered with care and respect. She truly embodies the Round Table Army's vision. A world where humans and fairies coexist in peace, free from the Queen's oppressive regime. I'd say that put the trial of prophecy on, at minimum, equal moral footing with the Queen. That's right, we have no desire to kill all the fairies. We had no choice but to fight Woodwoes since he aligned himself with the Queen, but the Fang clan is still essential for keeping Britain safe. I can't imagine Norwich is the last we'll see of the Great Calamity. No matter how strong they may be, the Tamlin are just individuals. If there's going to be a large outbreak of Moors, we'll need the Fang clan to combat them. So once the Round Table Army regroups and officially occupies Oxford. Indeed, the question is, who will now lead the Fang clan? Percival would probably be the best choice if he hadn't been the one to kill Woodwoes. The Fang clan won't follow him now. Lord Bogart, who was banished to Sheffield, would have also been a good choice, were he still alive. Well, don't you worry, I'll find someone who can fill the position. After all, look, Castoria is now the child of prophecy who will defeat the Queen in both name and deed. So we're only going to get more supporters, and not just from Norwich and Salisbury. All we have to do is find a natural leader who's familiar with the Fang clan from among them. No, the real question is what comes next. We may no longer have to worry about being backstabbed, but we do need to decide whether to march on Camelot or ring the other bells. You do have to weigh your options very carefully when you're only working with half an army. Round Table Army Medical Tent. I can hear the rain. It's 2013. I still live in Salisbury Cathedral Rearing House. It is my birthday. It's a happy day. Today I was chosen among the other candidates to wield the Spear of Selection. It's the day the Mirror Clan who predicted the advent of the Child of Prophecy disappeared from Britain. And so he knows Fairy Knight Tamlin Lancelot from somewhere. She was here somehow. It's the day a person I love most despaired over the things she loved most. Yeah, there's a lot here he's refusing to talk about. Sorry to keep you waiting, Lady Castoria. Don't worry, I have good news. Commander Percival has regained consciousness. He's recovered at an incredible rate. In fact, he says he's good as new. He finally reached the limits of human ability. Anyway, when I told you you'd like to see him, he asked to let you in right away. Oh, thank goodness, he had me worried for a while. Well, that's great. Let's go celebrate our victory. Yeah, he deserves all the credit in the world for securing the Round Table Army's victory. Thank you for coming all this way, Castoria, Master. The soldiers already told me what happened after I collapsed. I'm so relieved the battle ended almost right afterward. His hair. With no more loss of life. The Round Table Army did a great job living up to our ideals. We may even still be able to make peace with the Fang Clan. Something wrong? Why do you all look so shocked? Oh gosh, you're not worried I'm a ghost or Nightcrawler or something? Come on, you know we humans don't stick around like that once we die. Perfectly fine, as you can see. Really, when you get right down to it, my sturdiness is all I really have going for me. That's not that. How can I put this? You don't look fine at all. What happened to your hair? Oh, what about my hair? It's the same color of Woodwose's coat, which makes me think he might have inherited his power. If so, that would be quite ideal. Someone of Woodwose's power on our side would be quite helpful. All those cheers I'm hearing throughout the city must mean the Round Table Army won. Now that all of Salisbury is firmly on the Child of Prophecy's side, I can openly welcome Castoria anytime. I do feel a little bad about Woodwose, though. I know I accepted Oberon's request to keep him occupied while the Round Table advanced on Norwich, but I can't help but wonder if I went too far. It was just so cute being all shy. I couldn't help myself. It's not your fault, Aurora. Woodwose lost because he wasn't strong enough, that is all. He took Morgan's faith in him at face value, to a fault. He was also overconfident in his powers at A-Ray. He should have taken the humans more seriously. Now, my darling, even if it's just the two of us here, you mustn't speak ill of the Queen. The Wing Clan's ears aren't just for show. You never know, might be... You're right, I'm sure Cora would give me an earful if she heard me. Where is she now, anyways? Did she wear it at your hand? Cora went out to greet the envoy from Gloucester. It seems Murian has a special message for me. I cannot wait to hear it. Murian's always been on the top of the hottest trends, after all. She must be planning a very special event to commemorate the Child of Prophecy's victory. What about you, Aurora? Are you going to accept the invitation? Of course, Murian's one of my dearest friends. I'll always be there for her. You'll come with me too, won't you? I couldn't possibly go without my knight. Good point. Can't let you fend for yourself in Gloucester. Oh, goody. We'll have to find a lovely new outfit for you then. Usual armor would positively terrify the other fairies. What about this dress? Or maybe this one? Ah, I can't wait. How adorable you'll be. Oh, goodness me. You haven't changed a bit since we first met. You're my precious treasure, my darling Princess Albritton. I love you so much. Ah, thank you, Aurora, but you're wrong. You're the most beautiful being in the world. Remember, I'm your knight. I exist only to serve you, not Morgan. You're right, that is true. I'm so delighted to hear you say that. But you really shouldn't say such things. You're misunderstood enough as it is. Britain's about to enter an age centered around the Child of Prophecy. You can't stand the most anything. Please, don't back the wrong horse here, especially not when Morgan's reign is near its end. None of that matters to me. You're my only star, Aurora. I don't know anything about fairy trends or authority, and I don't need to. As long as you're right, that's all I... Oh, you really are still a child, aren't you? Then again, that's what makes you the purest judge of the Child of Prophecy's character. Please, I'd love to know your thoughts. You think Child of Prophecy would truly shine brighter than anyone else like the prophecy says? Seems we have others in this game. Hello, Panda. Welcome to the stream. A bit early today, but hey, I had the day off and I won't be able to stream for the rest of the week, so I figure I should get as far as I can. Lady Knockenaria, you've received an invitation to the ball from the Murian of Gloucester. What would you like to do? How's the clan polls? She came in a decent amount of courts, about 400, I think it was. 300, something like that. So not nearly as bad as Vitra. So yeah, luckily I was able to get her. Well, rest assured, I had the full 900 ready if I was going to have to force her to come home kicking and screaming with pity rate, but luckily it did not come to that. Well, note that those courts are... I'm also counting the tickets, because I used about 80 summon tickets, 70 to 80 summon tickets, so I'm counting the courts of those as well. The court's value of those, I mean. Still, I have been burned with very high amounts before, that's why I'm not taking any risks. I hit pity. Oberon will be getting the same treatment later once he arrives. And those are my two main goals for the year. After that, we'll see. There's a handful next year I'm looking at, but I guess it's going to depend whether I want to. Man. Yeah, I was tempted to go further just to go for more than NP1, especially since there aren't very many actually good assassins, but too bad I forgot I didn't have lures. Whoops. Don't worry, there will be more events and more lores. You can also spend rare prisms if you're desperate, but I personally don't think it's worth it. But yeah, hopefully Koyan has been a large boon to your team. I've already used her a couple times in the story a little. That said, my main damage dealers are Arts and Quick right now, so... She's being used for the crits, to be sure, though. What would you like to do? She wants to throw a ball now, of all times? I see. She just wants a toy with a child of prophecy. Still nasty as ever, I see. Tell her the King Clan will not be attending. Besides, do you ever think be caught dead in a city full of humans? Understood, milady. Morgan crits like a truck now, so... Oh yeah, if you have Morgan, she's really gonna love Koyan. Also, if you intend to go all in on Morgan, you could probably even skip Oberon and still be amazing, but it's up to you. He's really popular for a reason. Me, I'm probably... Next year, I'm looking at a couple, but the one I'm probably going to take a closer look at is Miss Crane. I skipped her this year because I wanted to make sure I'd guarantee I'd have enough for... What's up to you? Don't forget Morgan's also getting a rerun for part 3. So if you want to NP2 her, you'll get another chance soon. Or even next year, there's going to be a good amount. I already have my AoE Berserker, even if she's a low-tier option, so I figure I should probably go for something else. Either some more single-target, since I notice I don't have very many single-target nukers that are well-built, or at least none that are Grailed or Gold Foed or anything like that. Or I could go for a, well, Grailed 100, you know what I mean. Or I could go for Miss Crane because she powers up an existing roster, and I've got a very well-built roster. Not the most optimal, but it gets the job done. And that's, at the end of the day, that's all that you really need. Lady, we have a report from the soldiers who have been monitoring the south. The Round Table Army and Child Prophecy have defeated Woodwose and his army. The Round Table Army lost a fifth of their forces, but they've also been getting more than enough new recruits to make up. We expect them to finish training the new troops and go in advance in about a week. I see, so Woodwose was all bark and no bite after all. Alright, if nothing else, this means one of Camelot's walls has fallen. Tell the other officers will be crossing the southern border as soon as the giant corps finishes training. Woohoo! But I just can't contain my excitement. At long last, we'll be able to march on Camelot. We're just getting things ready. This plan has been in the works for 1,000 years since the last King Clan was the King Clan put in place. Make sure neither you nor the other officers get ahead of yourselves. Though, of course, if you're eager for a punishment that's simply out of this world, I won't stop you. Just make sure you're ready to be turned to chocolate and skewered on my stiletto heels for at least 1,000 years first. Understood, milady. Not one of the Northern Fairies will make a move until you say so. So, those kids really beat Woodwose, huh? Morgan's most powerful guard, the A-Ray who defeated the King of Moors and is way more trouble than the Tamlin. Nice job, I'm actually impressed. That's the kind of competition I'm looking for, Castoria. If you're gonna compete with me for the throne, you better make a good fight of it. Yeah, seems that Nakanarea is definitely bringing the whole warrior for a people thing here. I'm back, Lady Murian. Did anything happen while I was gone? Oh yes, preparations for the ball are coming nicely. In fact, I just sent out the invitations. What about you? Were you able to handle the job even on such notice? Oh, but of course, I haven't let my true colors show like that since Olympus. Between the bone crunching, the screams of terror, and their abject despair, I enjoyed myself immensely. Of course, it also seems Lord Woodwose is no longer with us as a result, but that's hardly my concern. So the Child Prophecy and Chaldeans like they all came through like they always do. Ah, I see. The reason the reinforcements from the capital never came wasn't because Morgan abandoned Woodwose. It's because Koyan took them all out before they could reunite. Basically, oh, I see. So yeah, Miriam basically made sure to set up so that Woodwose would die. Much as I loathe this expression, it does seem that a cornered rat will bite the cat. At any rate, you are quite sure you're okay with this? That's another clan leader gone for good. True, it's too bad about Woodwose. I never thought he'd die in battle against humans of all things. But the Fang clan's still alive and well. The stragglers are hiding in Oxford. They won't be so quick to join the Table Army. They need time to regroup, and I'm gonna give it to them. Okay, so she didn't intend to Woodwose to die. She just meant for it to not be able to defeat the Round Table Army. She likely intended to be a proper stalemate. But when Castoria won, well, I guess that shows who she needs to... what horse she needs to be backing. Britain's Guardians of the Fang Clan, the one deterrent that will free us from relying on the Queen, is mine. I'm not gonna let the Child of Prophecy have them, much less an outsider from who knows where. Then would you mind if I took a leave of absence for the time being? I'm very curious to follow in the lead Lord Oberon gave me about the dragon remains, you see. I do mind, but I also understand. I would have liked to talk with you more, but that's not where I came to Britain, is it? As your friend, I won't try to stop you. Good luck on your search. Still, do try to come back as soon as you can, okay? I can't wait to hear all the horribly good news. Oh, but of course, I always make it a point to never to waste my time. She's... She may have taken a bit longer than expected to come for my summons, but don't worry. She'll help my team, and by extension, I'll be sure that she gets stepped on by foe in revenge. Can't kill me. Can't kill me. Who the hell do you think I am? I'm the son of Grand Duke Wasteheat Rhynic. I'm the warrior who defeated the King of Moors in the war. I'm the pride of the clan that has protected Britain alongside High Queen Morgan longer than anyone. There's no way I could be defeated in a trifling battle like that. Ah, my wound. It refuses to close. That insolent Percival. No, it just wasn't him. This fairy girl's responsible. How did her lance manage to pierce me? The only possible explanation is... I see. Whatever it is, it stopped a heal block. It's not Rage Rabbit. Aurora's escort. If he's alive at the round table, then... You deserve better, Woodrow. This is the High Queen's personal guard. You've seen it for yourself, right? High Queen Morgan has changed over the last 2 millennia. First she brought the Tamlin... First she brought in the Tamlin, then she developed adopted a fairy girl from who knows what clan. Now she chose an outsider, a human, as her husband. First I always thought you would have been a perfect partner for her. Now I feel like a fool for stepping back to let your relationship with her flourish. Aurora, do you really mean that? I thought you despised me. Oh, silly, why would I despise you? You're a hero. You've saved Britain from disaster. Of the everyone in the 6 clans, you're the closest to primordial fairies. Not fair out there who doesn't admire you, but you swore loyalty to the queen. It wouldn't be right for a fairy like myself to come between you and her majesty. Still, I'll never stop thinking of you as the one who truly kept Britain safe. I don't know what Ansel was thinking. Can't possibly be true. True King Britain is neither High Queen nor the Child of Prophecy. It's you, Woodrose. You're the one who truly deserves it. Ah, she really went hard to seduce him. I can't be. She'd never betray me. Raydra must have gone over. Yes, he's always an odd one. I'll go to Salisbury. I'm sure Aurora will put up with me there. Now that I've been defeated, I'm sure Oxford will be occupied. But once I've recovered from my wounds, I'll go right back there and give the Round Table army the thrashing they deserve. I'm Woodwose, hanging the Fan Clan, the strongest warrior. We don't need the Tamlin. If I kill them all myself, High Queen Morgan will see that I'm the one to... Oh, please, that's never gonna happen, Woodwose. What kind of chick you think's gonna take you in after you had your ass handed to you this miserably? Well, honestly, I imagine Aurora might be willing to help him and just say, see, this is proof you should be against the queen or something like that. Beryl, what are you doing here? Have you come to laugh at me? What, you think I have time for that? Ha, I swear you got muscle for days, but nothing between your ears. That's right. That's right there is why Morgan never had lost all faith in you. Where are you gonna get through your thick skull that you're yesterday's news? What are you saying, you bastard? Never mind, shut up. You're in the wrong. Her Majesty would never... You still don't get it, do ya? Here, let me spell out to you why Percival was able to sneak up on your forces. Because the High Queen never sent any reinforcements. An overgrown mutt who can't do what he's told and goes sniffing around other weapons an obstacle, not an asset. You were cut loose, just like the Round Table Army. Stop. Her Majesty would never... Given we know Koyan took them out, I genuinely think Beryl is just lying here because he knows it'll make Woodwose feel terrible. Ah... Now, Tristan, do it. You got it. Ah. Alright, way to go, Lady Spinel. That was perfect. I knew you had the makings of a witch in you. You pulled off my granny's old curse like it was nothing. Really? I'm glad to hear it, but isn't it also kind of not? Whatever I just did, it felt super gross. I don't think I want to do that again. Remember that Hamlin Tristan here is a massive sadist, cruel, and absolutely horrible as a person. So if even she wants to wash her hands from something Beryl gave her, that must mean it's especially horrid. So remember, she loves macabre and bloody things. So it has to be really nasty if it makes her feel bad. Don't worry, you can't. It's a secret art, and you can only cast it once a lifetime. Because casting it literally rots her soul. If you want to try it out, best let someone else do it. I guess I should have realized Beryl wouldn't be so generous without a drawback, even for someone he actually likes. Now here, let me have that, princess. Well, quote-unquote likes. I don't think he likes anyone if we're blunt. Let me... Have the princess is still beating pretty strong, right? That's not the kind of thing you should be carrying around with your beautiful fingers. Alright, I like the way this thing feels, but if you insist. What is it anyway? Woodwow's liver or something? Oh, something like that. Remember I told you how proper human history witches can turn into animals? There's a lot of pieces that go into that spell. It's not something you can cast in a day. Where there's a will, there's a faster way. Like so. It's not easy collecting and eating the parts of the creatures you want to become, but it's definitely the quickest way. Ah, so he plans to become Woodwow's to gain his power. Granted, that could just turn him into a Fang clan. It may not necessarily give him all the powers of Woodwow's, although I suppose that probably will, just because that would make for tighter drama. And now we're back to the past, with Mash having met Ace and the others, the heroes who supposedly saved Britain. Ace the Savior, Ector the Hard-Headed Black Knight, Totoro the Tamlin. Ah, yeah, Totoro was the final Tamlin before Morgan officially retired the title before bringing it back for the sake of the three we've met in the story so far. And Mash, the mysterious shield knight claimed to be from 2400 years in the future. Together, these four companions travel the land of Britain, now free of clan warfare, and made their way towards the pit. The year was Fey Era Orange, about 6 months before coronation was to be held in London. So you haven't actually been reborn several times in Ace, you've just been alive a really long time? That's right, whenever I banished a calamity, I'd always hide out in a cave and rest in a coffin for a while. Let's see, I'd usually sleep for about 20 years or so. Anyway, disappearing like that's no wonder people thought I died in the fight. So why would you hide away from everyone like that? Wouldn't they shower you with gratitude for saving Calamity? No, they wouldn't. I'm a caster, one who channels the voice of paradise. Most fairies in Britain hate everything about me. If I stuck around after banishing Calamity, I'd inevitably end up the cause of a conflict myself, so I decided to hibernate while I let the clan leaders handle the post-Calamity politics. Hibernate is literally sleeping all winter while there's not food to go around. That's right. Plus, it's a great way to recover all the magical energy I spent banishing the Calamities. So the Calamities that Ace was dealing with in the Fae era were all things that all ones from the High Queen's era that Morgan simply sent back in time to make someone else's problem. Reminds me of how Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire decided to solve a meteor problem by sending it to Earth of another timeline. I mean, a little goofy, but whatever. But then again, they weren't intentionally hiding the fact it would send to another timeline here. Morgan here is explicitly hiding as much information from the normal people as she can. Oh, but I want to do that this time. Things are going to change in Britain now that Uther's going to be king. This loss, I mean, this will no longer be a world where people kill each other for no reason. The fact you said in the future the era of the High Queen is proof that the world must have changed. Well, that is true, I guess. The Fairy Britain I know is ruled by a single monarch, but are things really that terrible in Britain right now? I noticed that the clans were always fighting, but I just can't imagine all the fairies would be so aggressive. Unfortunately, there's only so much land in Britain. These days, there's enough for each clan to have their own territory, but that wasn't always the case. The land of Britain is very literally made and built up from the bodies of dead fairies. It only took the form it has now at the cost of thousands of fairies being killed every day in constant warfare. The very conflict the clans fought over limited land in this world created more land to live upon. For that reason, hating killing other clans is not only accepted but encouraged. Had it not been, Britain would still be as small today as it once was. So I've always tried to just prevent the calamities from wiping everyone out while doing my best to stay away from the clan wars. I see. Totoro also told me the Isle of Britain was made from the bodies of dead fairies. I guess I can see how that might make waging war to expand livable territory here a necessity, but why is it that Britain was so small in the first place? In the world I came from, the Isle of Britain was much bigger than this, actually. I can only imagine something strange must have happened long ago that made it necessary to rebuild the land upon fairy corpses. Yes, I've wondered the same thing myself. Why did Britain end up like this? But I was only born 3,600 years ago, which I guess would be Fey Era 4,000 from your perspective. And nobody ever taught me anything about what happened in Fey Era 12,000 when Britain first came to existence. 12,000, that's about the same time Olympus diverged from proper human history. Does that mean there's no British history that goes back further? There's only 12,000 years and that's it. Yeah, that I'm sure about. The records of Orkney say as much. In the beginning, there was the ocean, 6 fairies, a shrine maiden, and a beast. Hmm. So whatever happened with the Greek gods then? Interesting. No, how many times do I have to tell you? If you want to dye it yellow, you have to use onion skins. If you want to prevent the colors from fading, use salt. Boil some water, dissolve some salt, soak the clothes. We went after this yesterday. If you're not going to do it properly, don't bother doing it at all. Just stick to tying enemies up. Seems this Totoro's not as good as Habitrot. How did it go again? How do you use yarn, and how do you get cotton to look nice? I just don't know. Why am I like this? Why can't I do simple things? Totoro, are you still up? Ah! Yes, I'm up. I'm on guard duty tonight. I just wasn't practicing stuff or anything. Oh, why are you still doing up? Go back to sleep. We're going to the pit tomorrow, remember? Practice, so you're not just picking up all those tools scattered on the ground. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. I have it all wrong, don't I? Let's see. I'm guessing you're in the middle of sewing something, right? That's right. I'm making Ace's coronation gown. She told the humans of the castle she didn't need one, so I thought I'd make her one. Sewing's the only thing I've ever been any good at, but I just can't do it. I've been trying for months. I'm no closer when I started. 2 or 3 days after I hear something, I just forget it entirely. I can't do anything except the stuff I was born knowing how to do. Black Knight says all I have to do is worry about fighting, but ever since I saw those beautiful gowns, there's been this kind of ache in my chest. I keep feeling sad and wanting to cry for no reason. Feels like I'm missing something important, something I need to feel whole. I thought maybe if I could make clothes like human tailors, I could figure out what it is, but I'm just too dumb. No matter how many times someone teaches me something, I can never learn anything new. I don't know why I'm like this. I want to try making clothes. Honestly, I'd much rather do that than fight. Well, how about you try keeping a diary? Everybody forgets things sometimes, but writing can help with all that. It can be just like taking notes. All you have to do is write what you want to remember. I know because I keep one too. If you'd like, I'd be glad to share my tips and tricks, EJ. But I don't know how to write. Even if I tried to learn, I'd forget that too. That's okay. I don't know how to read or write in fairy either. We can study together. Don't worry, even if your mind forgets how to write, your body will be trained for it to remember for you. The very fact we're conversing right now shows you're able to hold a thought in your head and put it into words. So if you can do that, you absolutely can put it into written words too. I promise you, I promise you, that's something you were born knowing how to do, like your other skills. So this is the pit. It makes sense Camelot wouldn't be built here yet. Are you really going down there, Ace? I'm against this. It's creepy. It's quite safe, Totoro. There are no moors near the pit, and all of the fairies keep their distance. We won't have to worry about being attacked by anyone from the anti-Londinium faction here. All you have to do is keep hold of your thread while I reinforce with Magecraft, and all Mash has to do is hold on tight so she doesn't fall to the bottom. Me? You want Mash to go down there? Then I'm going to. It's not fair to make her go by herself. I'm afraid you have to be up here, Totoro. There's no one else who can raise or lower the thread after all. Right, but then what do we do? It's okay, did come as a surprise, but I will be fine. I've investigated old ruins like this a number of times before, and I know your thread is just as strong and solid as solid wire rope, so you do not have to worry about me. I promise I'll come back safe, so just watch over me from here. Okay, got it. You're really brave, aren't you, Mash? Okay, Mash, come this way, please. We'll tie a thread around your waist as a lifeline, make a foothold with the other thread so you can stand. There, that should do it. Ah, so mountain climbing setups. We should be able to talk to each other through the thread, too, so if it senses any danger, all you have to do is yell. Should the foothold come loose, we, by which I mean Ector, will pull you back up with the lifeline as fast as we can. My enchantment will let Totoro extend her thread up to 8 kilometers, but don't have to go all the way to the bottom. All you have to do is reach a point where you can tell how deep the pit is, and what lies at its bottom. Remember, you're only here to look around, okay? Not fight any bosses that are down there. Obviously, the only one was thinking of doing more than just looking is you. One of these days, you really need to learn to stop attacking dangerous things when we see them. You're lucky you have me and Rhynoc. Nobody else could handle their so-called strategies. He's right, I didn't figure this out until Mash showed up, but it's true. You take way too many risks, Ace, not to mention you're totally merciless towards our enemies. Oh, don't be silly, I'm just keeping things fresh. Still, I would admit I've been leaning on you more than I should. After all, you always help me make it through even the toughest battles with a smile. I felt like giving up so many times. If not for you, I doubt I'd have made it this far. Okay, I'll be back soon. I'm counting on you to help me navigate, Ace. I've been going down for 60 minutes so far. An hour? I'm at least 7 kilometers down. Still no change in scale, no sign of life. Although, is this ash billowing from the bottom? This must be where the ash I sometimes see from Fairy Britain's atmosphere comes from. And there's ash, there must be something burning. I wonder what it could be down here. I was expecting it to be this deep. Can you still not see the bottom, Mash? It must be pitch black down there now, right? Are you okay? Are you cold? I can't see any light from the surface, but it's actually fairly warm. That said, feels like air's getting heavier the further down I go. I'm only able to breathe thanks to Galahad's protections. 7,475. Still no changes in the pit. Can I extend the thread any further? I won't be able to see what's going on unless I... Wait. I can see something down below. There's a red light. It almost looks as if... What's that sound? What's going on, Ace? Ash. Get out of the foothold. The thread's being corrupted. A fatal surge of magical elements is coming up from below. No way, there's enough cursage anywhere. Energy here in this Lostbelt to cover all of Britain. No, the entire planet. The place down there isn't of this world. Don't look it in the eye. Oh, Mash. Oh no, she's lost conscience. Get her out of there, Hector. I can't believe that thing at the bottom. It's Cernos. But why? What's an ancient Celtic god's corpse doing at the bottom of a pit? Interesting. Why, Mash, you're awake? Oh, finally. Damn, Mash, you scared me to death. Totoro, please, calm down. Last thing I remember, I was going down the pit, and... I'm sorry, Mash, I was obviously being reckless, and you nearly paid the price for that. You're in Salisbury's great cathedral now. We brought you here after you lost... Alright, see you later, Panda. Thanks for stopping by. At least you were here just to see that great reveal. I had no idea what was at the bottom, but I certainly wasn't expecting the corpse of a dead god. That's not something you expect to see every day. That's for sure. Your whole body was covered with a horrific curse when you pulled it out of the pit. My magecraft alone was strong enough to remove it. With this land's cleansing power, the power of the Wind Clan, I was finally able to dispel it. Now I remember, I fainted when I saw that fire. Thank you so much for saving me, Ace. I'm the one who should be apologizing. I caused this. So even with Cernos dead, its body is leaving behind a terrible thing. A curse behind. Kind of reminds me of Dungeon Fighter. One of the main villains was a creature that spread plague just by existing. It doesn't want to, so it kind of holds itself up, but in a city somewhere. And when you go and fight it, even when you kill it, the diseases kept spreading from its body. The eventual solution was to use a tear in reality to bring it between dimensions so that it would be lost, where the curse cannot spread. Sadly, I don't think that's going to be on the table to solve this problem, so we'll have to figure something out. As for the fire at the bottom of the pit, that can wait until later. There's something we need to spend, note 20, no, 200, that's something. 10, 20, no, more like 200 years resolving. I'm just glad we know what's down there now. Thank you for helping us, Mash. Once Britain's officially unified, we'll talk to Uther about possible solutions for what's in the pit. That's all you have to say, Ace. Mash almost died, you know. I know, but there's nothing else I can possibly do to make up to Mash right now. I haven't ever studied any magecraft that could send her back to the future. Oh no, please don't worry about me. I was interested in what's at the bottom of the pit as well. In Fairy Britain, people just treat the pit as something that's always been there. When you think about it for even 2 seconds, it's obviously strange there's a giant hole in the middle of an island like this. I honestly thought it was weird that nobody investigated it in all this time. Yeah, this means there's no question Morgan knows damn well what's in that pit, and she simply, again, makes sure that information is lost to the public. So the pit's still there in the future, nobody ever filled it in? Well, given how deep it is, I'm not surprised. For all we know, it may even be bottomless. And since, unlike the Spear of Selection, it doesn't seem like something can be sealed away, I don't think we have much choice but to keep an eye on it. Spear of Selection? Do you mean the staff? Now that you mention it, I'm surprised you don't have the Staff of Selection despite being this land's savior, Ace. Did you lose it somewhere? Oh, I haven't heard of the Staff of Selection, but no, I don't have the Spear of Selection any longer. The Impalements of Selection came to Britain along with me when I first washed up here from my homeland. Ah, she's from another outside... I'm afraid my feelings corrupted them, making them unsuitable. So I had to seal them away in this cathedral. Oh man, what a waste. The garden and spear used to be Ace guards. The garden was a bounded field that could trap nightmares. The spear was a weapon that could admonish any fairy it touched. But then, during last calamity, the fairies behaved so badly she got super mad at them, and that caused the nature of the spear to turn away from what it should be. Don't mind me asking, could you tell me what made these weapons so unsuitable? How can I put this? The spear is actually as strong as it ever was, but when it turned, its restraints were removed, and its ability to recharge kind of went haywire. Basically, it no longer uses its wielder's magical energy to power its attacks. Now it does so by feeding on the life force, well, youth, really, of its wielder. Ah, so that's what happened. He artificially aged. So his hair's turned gray. It's not that he was turning into Woodwoes, it's that he artificially aged. Given Glowcaster has a gimmick where everyone is dropped to level 1, I'm going to bet that's going to be an issue. Luckily, FGO does not limit what skill levels or NP levels you can be on based on level, so even if everyone's dropped to stats of First Ascension level 1, as long as their skills and everything are level 10, those will never change, which means it's functionally no different from high levels. Of course, it was directly stated that the leader and her minions are immune, so that's probably going to be tricky until we can find a way to break the spell. Everyone who I'm so convinced we're going to be getting into fights there, it's pretty much entirely because of the fact, that they wouldn't introduce a gimmick like that without it becoming relevant at some point. Good morning. I'm sorry to call you all here so early when I know you're still exhausted from yesterday's battle, but I'm afraid this can't wait. Last night, Castoria and the Master received invitations from Lady Murray to attend Ferium, a fairy ball she'll be holding soon. Well, never mind that, Percival. How are you doing? Me? Oh, don't worry, I'm fine. My hair seems to be the only thing that's different about me. In fact, I'm actually happy about this. It makes me look distinguished. Anyways, I admire the Count's dashing hairstyle. So now I can feel like I hold my own, if only a little. Oops, sorry, that just slipped out. Come on, Percival, you're not a child anymore. Anyways, we still need to decide what to do about Lady Murray's invitation. Holding a ball now, huh? Well, she's up to something. That's much for sure. Hang on, I said this fairy ball's called Ferium. What exactly is that, anyway? Allow me to explain. I've always wanted to go to a ball, so I know all about them. Ferium, a moonlit gala that every fairy in Britain dreams of attending. Every fairy who's done something impressive that year, like clan heads, is invited to speak about and created for their accomplishments. Attendees get to enjoy never before seen scenery, never before eaten cuisine, never before heard music. And then the capital obviously had the Fairy of the Year, the one who stands atop fairy society and shines more brightly. Isn't that right, Castoria? There's not a fairy in Britain who doesn't dream of it, right? I guess, maybe. I suppose there was a time I dreamed about myself. Wait, does that mean we're going? Because I was kind of hoping I'd never have to go to another fairyum if I could help it. Right, this is our chance to ring another bell. Yeah, it's definitely what Murian has in mind with this invitation. They still don't know why she's giving us this opportunity. That's right. This is Murian's way of making her intentions known to both the Queen and the Child of Prophecy. It makes perfect sense the Lord of Glowcaster would hold a ball from time to time, and it goes double for one with a long storied history like the Farium. Though, of course, Castoria and the Master will be far from her only guest. I doubt Morgan will step away from the throne, but she'll almost certainly send a delegation. At minimum, Tristan and Lancelot will be among them. Right, of course, Lancelot always wins Fairy of the Year. That little blue bitch, huh? I'd love a little payback while we're there, but Glowcaster is bound by Murian's rules. So no one from any faction can fight this ball, right? That's right, which makes this a perfect opportunity. Under ordinary circumstances, we'd never be allowed in Glowcaster now that we've defied the Queen and ringing 2 bells and defeating Woodwoes. But for this occasion, we can proudly attend as the distinguished guests. And once we're inside, sneaking around finding secret rooms is what you're at best at, Castoria. Ah, I knew it. Time to put those shady spells of yours to good use. Reminds me, I should really see about getting detect secret doors for my tabletop character. Hey, do you have to say it like that? That's settled. I'll ready the carriage right away. Ball's being held tonight, so we'll have to hurry if we're gonna make it to Glowcaster by evening. Alright. I guess since everyone's here, it might be good to try and figure out who could have leaked information to Beryl and the others. It's obviously not the player character, or well, obviously we'd know. It's obviously not Da Vinci, since, well, when she was telling us about the Cryptors, she hated Beryl so much she refused to go into detail about him. It's obviously not Castoria, since she barely even knows what's going on here. She's basically just following the prophecy and hoping everything works out. It could be Gareth, but she saved us from Woodwoes. When warning of the Percival's attack would have likely ruined that, and possibly even had him win, so it's unlikely to be her. It could be Oberon. I'm 100% convinced Oberon's the one who caused those bugs to eat that one horse guy that tried to report to Morgan. I mean, we already know he's a master of the butterflies and insect-looking fairy creatures, so him mastering bugs would just be a natural extension of that. However, we don't know if he's playing both sides here. If so, that's a bit odd, since he couldn't have he's been helping us. He's the reason we're going after Morgan in the first place. So it seems like a bit of a gamble to bank on, those reinforcements getting eaten by Koyanskaya before they had a chance to reach so that we could easily defeat Woodwoes. Not to mention he doesn't really gain anything. After all, Morgan destroyed his home and everything he cared about. Assuming he's not lying about his summoning, the fairies took care of him a while after all. And, but this time, who could it be? We know it's obviously not Pepe, because Pepe straight up said that if we can see Beryl at any point, he's gonna kill him. Frankly, I'm fine with allowing Pepe do that, so I'm not bothered, but it's obviously not Percival, since he doesn't want his own plan to fail. The whole plan to try and assassinate Woodward was his plan, after all. There's no way he'd want it to fail. And indeed, there's no way he could have, again, I guess that's another thing. Anyone who's on our side that's leaking information can't possibly be trying to help us specifically, because, again, that'd be banking on Koyan doing something that they can't possibly have known about. Then again, I guess Koyan could be the one that Aurora was speaking to at the time. Well, the ball's being held tonight, so we'll have to hurry if we're going to make it by evening. What was Murian thinking? Dang, that's pretty early, but I guess she wants to not waste time. Oh, Gilgis is right here. For some reason, I keep thinking it's up here, but no, I'm pretty sure this must be Maeve's city or something, since her chocolate fields are somewhere around here. Probably here, actually. This is probably her army camp, actually. One of these two, I think. Which also explains why Sheffield felt they were probably safe, because Camelot sending their main force to Sheffield would mean that Maeve might have an opening. Avenger! Interesting. Oh yeah. I was doing some interludes and quests earlier, so let's see here. I guess this will be fine. I could bring BB to Moon Cancer it up, but who cares? Just toss a Berserker at it. As long as there's no foreigner enemies in the foreigner class enemies, I should be fine with throwing Berserkers and everything.
そうか。
もちろん。
ご承覧あれってな。
Perfect. 3 is enough to get her enough refund, of course. Should be easy enough then.
Good morning.
Large Moors. Seems like Moors are always either Berserkers or Avengers. I'll have to keep that in mind. I'm pretty sure they're not surviving this NP, so... Wow, she keeps hitting a 10%. Although I have missed some 70% too, so I guess that's just how it goes sometimes. RNG is RNG.
ありがとうございます。皆さんのおかげです。
Phew, we made it. Our second time in Gloucester. Bridger and Percival are waiting outside city limits, so we don't need to worry about them. But fortunately, we only have 2 invitations, one for Castoria, one for the Master. Each only allows for a single +1, so we shall go with each of them. Da Vinci and I make the most sense. We've both met Murian. Having you around be helpful, since words hit harder than swords here, but knowing you, I'm sure you'll also have no problem sneaking in anyway. Naturally, I'm flattered by your trust, Muramasa. I know a number of Gloucester's fair ladies, so I'm sure I could find one in need of knightly companion. Fine with me, you guys have fun. I'm just gonna spend some time in the city. Damn, I just realized this means I won't get to go into the ball after all. That's okay, that just means I'll have an opportunity to visit the Count's shop. Come with me, Happy Cat. Count Pepperon gave me a letter of introduction to his shop here when we left Londinium. He said we can go have a good time together. He's so considerate, don't you think? Oh, the Count store, huh? Guess that is kind of interesting. Alright then, let's go. I wasn't really looking for fun tonight, but this doesn't sound too bad. Wonderful, glad you're both getting along so well. Now let's go. Move on. Now, moving on, what should we do about little Miss Cold Feet here, mister? Romance and I will bring her whether she wants to go or not. Guess that's all we can do, huh? I got left side, you got the right. Ah, no, don't make me do this. I don't want to go to the ball dressed like this. I don't want to run to anyone I know. You're the king, right? Oberon, you go and ring the bell. Just don't forget to bring me a souvenir, something tasty to be nice. Cut that out. No child of prophecy would ever say that. Do you know how many aspiring Cinderellas would give their eye and teeth for an invitation to this ball? Deal with it. Oberon, was that you doing a wicked stepmother there? I'm sorry, I didn't expect Historia to be so stubborn about this. Do you have some ball-related trauma? Did you get mistaken for a server or something at one before? Don't be silly, of course never had anything embarrassing happen to me. It's just that you know I'm basically the face of the Round Table Army, I don't want to go there undressed. Oh, is that all? Well, don't worry then, nothing better for warrior to wear than their battle dress. Then again, if you prefer, you could always have Master go on ahead, but I doubt you'll be able to find him again later, so it'll just be you and Muramas the ball in that case. Well, I don't see a problem with that. Okay, I'll go already. Just don't leave me behind. A little mean, but she needed a bit of a push. Oh, it's beautiful. Yep, this is amazing. I never thought there'd be such a fancy ballroom next to the auction house. It's a Fey domain within a Fey domain, a top-notch otherworldly reality marble, the likes of which you rarely get to see. You can tell, well, since the inside of this building is clearly bigger than on the outside. Whatever it is, it's damn impressive. If this place is any indication, Murian might just be the best damn gardener I've ever seen. Hell, the view's so great, it's got Castoria to calm down. Ah, if you know, this is my second time here, so it's not like I was entranced by the scenery. I was mostly wondering why Murian hasn't bothered to greet us after she invited us. Well, she's pissed now. Once she gets over herself, she really is a dependable ally. Oh, you're right. Now that you mention it, I don't see her anywhere. I would have thought she'd be the first to use the child prophecy to liven up her party. Might I have her attention, distinguished guests? On behalf of Lady Murian, the owner of this beautiful building, I'd like to apologize for her tardiness. I've been told she would arrive in 1 hour, so please relax and enjoy yourself in the meantime. So Murian isn't even here yet. No sign of Oberon either. What do you think? Should we sneak in the bell tower now? Guess we may as well. Looks like we got a new rival. Oh wow, the fairies are making their way for her. It's Barghest. Oh dear. Wah. Well, damn. Oh, whistle. Hey, who's that girl next to Aurora? Aurora's an exceptional beauty, but the fairy next to her is something else. I see, so you got the prim proper young lady types. I see, so you go for the prim proper young lady types, huh, Muramasa? Got nothing to do with what I like, I'm just being objective here. Sure. It's Beryl and Tamlin Tristan. Yeah, that tracks. Of course Morgan's daughter's here. So that's Murian's game. She sure is a vindictive little brat, isn't she? Or maybe she's a perfectionist. One who's clearly not satisfied until she downright obliterates anyone who defies her. I guess that was the last of the big guests. Are you looking for someone, Castoria? Oh no, it's nothing. I was just kind of wondering if Nakanaria was here after all. Thank goodness she's not. Now I won't have to hear all her snide remarks about how much she's so much better than me. Good day, child of prophecy. Congratulations on your victory at Londinium. Coral! Oh, I'm so... Sorry, I hope I wasn't being too loud. Oh my gosh, wasn't I? I'm sorry, I'm from the country, somewhat out of place. Still, it's nice for you to come say hello. I know how I feel, but it's okay. There's nothing to be nervous about. Hurry and cast a spell in this ballroom that hides attendees' faces from anyone who doesn't already know them. So please relax, you don't have to worry about anyone you don't know seeing here. These kinds of parties don't happen every day, so it's best to enjoy them while you can. Thank you, Coral. You know, I have to say, you look much more at ease than you were here than you were at Salisbury. I assure you, I'm not the least bit giddy about being here. I'm only here to guard Lady Aurora. Let me remind you, foreign mage, you may have been invited, but you're still just a human. I suggest you remember your place and not speak your mind so freely if you know what's good for you. Thanks for the warning. You're always worried about their welfare, aren't you? That was your way of telling that speaking to other fairies could cause trouble, right? Don't go putting words in my mouth. I intend nothing of the sort. I'm not like Lady Aurora. I have no fondness for humans. I don't think of them as equal in any way. Is that so? Because the way I see it, Aurora might let humans do whatever they want. You actually tell them what they need to hear. So between the two of you, you seem like you actually treat humans much more kindly than... Silence. I do not care what kind of fairy you are or what clan you're from. To slander Aurora is to slander the entire Wind Clan. Daring to compare with the likes of me? Absolutely unthinkable. See, now it's foolish for me to bother paying my respects. It's supposed to be a gala for distinguished guests. Brush up on your etiquette before you consider attending another. Gotcha, sorry about that. Before you go, may I ask just one question? I can help is the other fairy next to Aurora. Is she serving as her escort tonight? Even though you're her rain fairy? No fairy shines more brightly than Lady Aurora. Only the most beautiful of fairies deserve to stand by her side. As such, I'm happy to offer up my seat to one more suitable, even if she's a grotesque creature who crawled away from the foulest sludge imaginable. You don't think you might have been a little hard on her, Da Vinci? Well, that was a bust. I've been wondering just how different Coral's and Aurora's values really are, so I thought I'd take this chance to see for myself, but I guess went a little too far. How different their values are. What did you people say to Coral? I've never seen her so upset before. Ah, so you're the fairies with Aurora. Alright, I'm not wearing my armor today. Pardon me. This isn't our first meeting, but it's my first time properly introducing myself. I am Tamlin Lancelot. Welcome to the ball, Castoria, master. And who might you be, young lady, if you don't mind asking your name? Not all. I'm Leonardo da Vinci. Pleased to meet you. Da Vinci? What? I might be called as technical advisor. I'm still an artist first and foremost. I can't help but appreciate beauty wherever I can find it. Well, damn, you don't seem like a totally different person. Is this what you're like when you're not in armor? I'm sorry. Have we met? You mean you don't remember? You knocked me off the damn castle and filled me full of holes. Oh, you must be Murmasa. I'm sorry, I never got a look at your face. I do remember you, though. Getting like a fish was so much fun. I knew you might still be alive. I had a feeling we would fight again someday. I wonder when our next fight will be. Maybe you'll finally manage to cut off my head. Oh, I can't wait to punch that cobbled-together spirit core straight out of you. Right. The hell? She kind of reminds me of Oberon. She's the princely type, a toll prince. No wonder she's been gifted Lancelot's name. You wouldn't happen to be Avalon's? Oh, right. Aurora told me not to let my true personality show too much. Congratulations on your victory at Londinium. We may be enemies, but that was a battle well fought, and I must commend you. Also, there is one thing I would like to ask you. How is Percival doing? I'm told he's still alive, but is he hurt at all? Or anything unusual about him? No, he seems fine as far as we can tell. Do you know Percival? I am his big sister. Oh, well, his big sister, no wonder you weren't worried about... Wait, what? That's a bit of a big reveal, isn't it? Yeah, we just learned that families proper don't exist in this world, so... They're manufactured. How does that work? Tamlin Lancelot. Just up and left her telling she's Percival's sister. She's clearly the type that says what she wants and leaves. Percival kept this pretty close to his chest. I don't think he was hiding it from us. There was just never any reason to bring it up. Is this something most people in Britain know about Castoria? No, not at all. In fact, most people would... I don't think most people would believe if we told them. I can barely believe it. I just heard it straight from Lancelot herself. Then I guess Percival wants to keep it a secret, then. It'd probably be how on Round Table Army morale to another commander is actually Lancelot's brother, that's for sure. But that oblivious Tamlin just spilled the beans like it was nothing. I swear, Tamlins go around doing whatever the hell they want all the time, don't they? So what do we do now? It's not a big deal, we can just keep this to ourselves. It's not as though Percival and Lancelot are in contact, so it's not our place to comment on the relationship as siblings. Got it. Well, if you're okay with that, we don't mind keep quiet. I still don't get how they could be siblings at all, though, when Percival's human and Lancelot's a fairy. It's not uncommon for fairies to adopt humans as their children, so I guess Lancelot and the fairy who took in Percival are old acquaintances. Well, this explains why I didn't want to go near Salisbury. The fairy took in Percival, be. You there, human, that's right, I'm talking to you. Well, the Tamlin said they wanted to talk you out on the terrace, so get there fast, make sure you're in the best behavior. Interesting, they want to see me, specifically. Well, you are the only human here, so what are you gonna do? Well, there's also Beryl, but something tells me nobody in their right mind would feel like, chatting it up with him. I can see what he wants. As long as you all come with me. Of course, even with Murian's rules in place, this is still enemy territory. The terrace is a private area, so no other fairies will bother us. It's perfect for clandestine conversations. I guess Lancelot must have more she wanted to talk with us about after all. Fine with me, also I was hoping to observe her a little more anyway. Which, I mean her outfit. You know, I could pick up some tips from the construction, you know? Could also be Barguest, or, oh, fur. Ah! I'm impressed you accept an invitation from the enemy. Not that I ever doubted you would. Well, that outfit looks good on you. Of course it does. I'm a lord. I'm not so barbaric as to wear an armor to a ball. Good evening, Barguest. We haven't seen you since that night in the Welsh forest. We also have no idea what kind of disciplinaries you had to face afterwards. If you have something you want to say, why don't you start with that? What is it, Barguest? Is this only for the Master's ears? Well, not exactly. It's not that Da Vinci, you just captivate her. Come on, Barguest, speak out already. We don't have all night. I know. I'm a busy woman myself, so I will keep this brief. Da Vinci, was it? I'm currently confined to my territory, and I've been relieved of duty to protect Britain. Consequently, I have no reason to raise a hand to the Child of Prophecy now. I wasn't even planning to attend this ball at all until I realized I might see you all there, so I swallowed my pride and came here to speak with you. Does that answer your question? Sure does. I know you don't mean any harm right now, but I had to be sure to understand. Hey, no heed. You're the foreign mage's advisor. I understand you have to ask. Now here's my question for you. I'd like you to tell me what you can about the outside world, this proper human history. Hi, Queen Morgan has given me a broad overview, but I know nothing of its history or what things are truly like there. I would like to know if you actually are merciless arbiters, barbaric invaders, or well-meaning visitors who truly mean to wish to know our history. It's pretty complicated, as you can imagine. There you go, that's all I can tell you in the limited time we have. Our battle in Lostbelt has been to reclaim our history and future. This place isn't our target, but still Lostbelt that will eventually be pruned. But that doesn't mean we have an issue with its inhabitants, or that we want to erase its history. Even though this may be a zero-sum game, only one can ultimately survive, it's an issue between world, not its residents. Is that how you feel too? Yeah, more or less. I see you truly are a man of integrity, aren't you? In any case, let me ask you this. Do fairies exist in proper human history as well? Yep, life isn't exactly easy, but we do in fact have fairies in Britain's woods. There's also ones in Ireland, Isle of Skye, and France, just across the channel. Ireland, France, I see. Setting aside those questions for later, what about calamities and wars? Do those exist? No, those don't exist there. What a peaceful world those must be. I must envy the fairies who inhabit it. Alright, let's say strictly hypothetically, what if we were to... No, never mind, that might be asking too much. I learned what I wish to know. My apologies to take up your time. Yes, Barguest, you could in fact move to proper human history. I get what she's getting at, and I want to just give her the answer straight up. How'd you know? I didn't think that would even occur to you. Oh, please, it wasn't hard to figure out, and I have no doubt the Master feels the same after talking with you. You've always seemed more focused on protecting the fairies of Britain than the land itself. The whole reason you agreed to serve Morgan is because she was keeping Britain safe, but if she has no intention of protecting its people, you'd have to find another way to do so yourself. So it makes perfect sense you'd consider moving them to a more peaceful place like proper human history. Was such a thing impossible? The inhabitants of a Lost Belt can only survive in their Lost Belt. The fairies of Britain are doomed to be used in disguise as tools like Queen. True, that is the case for the other Lost Belts, but Britain's different. It really is possible for you and other fairies to exist in proper human history, Barguest. It won't exactly be easy, of course. There are a number of major hurdles that will have to be overcome first. But it's nothing that can't be resolved through peaceful discussion. I'm sure we can manage that as long as we have kind-hearted fairies like you and Castoria leading the others. I see. It seems I need to make a decision as well. Da Vinci, Master, I'd like you to come to my domain in Manchester. I have a proposition I'd like to discuss with you there. I understand if you still can't trust me. Just hearing what you had to say here has been enlightening enough. We should, of course, always keep our guard up, but that doesn't mean we can't listen to what she has to say. Hmm. Sorry I'm late. It took me longer to get in than I thought. Was that Vargas I just saw leaving? Looks like whatever she wanted must have been pretty serious. She didn't challenge you to duel or anything, did she? Well, no, but... I see, so just thinking about emigrating to property ministry. That's something I hadn't considered. That's just the kind of big, bold thinking I'd expect from her. Definitely an idea worth pursuing. Wish I could have been here for the discussion. What'd you tell her? As far as we got, it was too dangerous topics to discuss here, so she asked us to come to Manchester to talk it over. What do you think, Oberon? Manchester, huh? Not sure I like the sound of that. The rule of Bargus domain is survival of the fittest, a very literal dog-eat-dog world, where the weaker just meet for the strong. I'm not talking natural laws here, this is something everyone there truly believes. In Manchester, the weak offer themselves to the strong think nothing of exploiting the weak. Crap, it's the world of Digital Devil Saga all over again. The very idea of fighting for their lives never even crosses their mind. Gloucester's fate domain is designed to let the weak and strong coexist on equal footing, but Manchester's all about letting the strong do what they like, weak be damned. Still, if you're absolutely positive Bargus won't try to attack you, I suppose you could pay a visit? Baggy didn't seem like she meant us any harm, but she's definitely a carnivore. If she does decide, there wouldn't be anything there to stop her. Or could we? Not really. You know the stories about the Black Dog Duchess, right? Vargas taken a number of lovers over the years, but none of her relationships last very long. They say she'll marry a boyfriend, bring him back to her mansion, and by the next day she'll have eaten him whole. The only creatures in all Britain who eat fairies are the black dogs and Barghest. She may struggle against her nature, trying to be civilized, but the instincts win out eventually. There's a reason she's widely feared. I really can't endorse this plan. So that's why she's called the Black Dog Duchess. Come to think of it, Mike said something about her too. Galway to many loves, Galway the glutton, always hungry, never satisfied. She'll take a lover one day, eat them the next. She seemed pretty sincere to me, but I guess that could be part of her nature as a fairy. Let's forget about Bargus for now. We still have an objective here, and we should focus. The bell tower is right next to this hall. In fact, we could sneak in there from the terrace. I think it'd be best if we handled that now before the ball ends. Are you ready, Castoria? Okay, after everything else has happened, I'm not even nervous anymore. Come, Master, let's ring the third bell. Immigrating, huh? What a clever idea you've had, Bargust. And just after you burned down the Welsh forest, too. Ah, he's holding a bit of a grudge. I'll say I can't blame him, but at the same time, I'd rather focus on the one who's primarily responsible, the core problem, and that's Morgan herself. But I suppose that's easier for me on my perspective. I didn't effectively get my JRPG hometown destroyed like his was. Looks like that Merlin Magecraft finally came in handy. Nice work with that lock, Castoria. You did a hell of a job, like modern-day Nazumi or Jiraiya. I don't know who those proper human history fairies are, but something about their names tells me that wasn't a compliment. Not to mention, there's a lot of fairies who love to play pranks, but I've never heard of one like steal money. Of course you haven't. Ordinarily, a fairy would never have any need for money. It's only because Morgan created currency that Fairy Society started building banks to keep property safe and why lockpicking was developed in the first place. It's not easy to open up human-made safes with fairy sacraments alone, so now we have lockpicking. Roland said something to that effect too, something about these skills being useful on a journey like mine. Come to think of it, I never did ask her about Merlin. Castor, you said Merlin taught you Magecraft, right? Did he live in Tinchel too? Actually, I've never met him in person, only heard his voice when I was by myself. He said he'd been imprisoned by a scary queen, and they could still teach me Magecraft. I didn't mind long-distance learning. So that's how I learned the basics. Everything else I basically had to come up with on my own. I see, sounds like what happened in Proper Human Histories, Castoria. By day, her adopted father taught her the ways of knighthood. When she was asleep, Merlin taught her so that she'd need to know what she needed to know to become king. Yep, that's is more or less the same here in Fairy Britain, too. Hang on, are you hearing that chatter, too? That fairy we saw before was child's play, a fancy illusion, nothing but more. Here in Gloucester, the city of trends, blands, and joy, needs more than a party to liven things up. It needs excitement, stakes, pathos, drama, which is why I've prepared a once-in-a-lifetime show for you all to enjoy. The audition will decide the true queen. The winner of this battle will chart Fairy Britain's very future. Get ready to howl with laughter and gasp in envy, because it's time for the main event. Oh no, did she plan for all this? You know what, I bet she did. Where do the masked fairies come from? I knew it. I knew you were up to something like this, Murian. Allow me to introduce the contenders once again. Up on the stage, we have the hottest couples in the land. Tamlin Tristan, Her Majesty's beloved daughter, and Lord Beryl, Her Majesty's fiancé. Their opponent is the winds of change sweeping across Britain itself. Ansel's prophesied savior, Castoria, the child of prophecy, and the master, the foreign mage. It will be here on this stage that Tristan and Castoria's fates begin. Fated showdown begins. Molsotor, Beryl, and the Master have an even deeper connection. Can you think of a better matchup? I certainly can't, but come to the stage. Whatever I may think, Gloucester's Bell will not reject the one capable of defeating Tamlin Tristan. It's amazing. Trust Lady Murray to give us what we didn't even know we wanted. Lady Tristan means business this time. That's a traditional combat fairy outfit if I've ever seen one, and I have. Oh my gosh, how many times have I seen Beryl Gut? That's something incredibly wonderful about him. Just look at his limber stature, strong muscular limbs, he's like an expert dancer. Child Prophecy must be quite the looker. Or two. Ooh, seeing as how she feared Lord Woodwoes, I can't wait to see the savior Britain looks like. Don't listen to them, Castoria. It's too late, she's already trying to sneak away. Get back here, there's no getting out of this now. No, let me go, I can't do this, I can't. Just kick her on the stage, it won't matter once she's up there. Oberon! What do we do, Muramasa? Marine, a stage like this has to have a dressing room, right? Where's that at? Oh, if it isn't Muramasa, I'm glad to see you're still alive and well. Yeah, the dressing room behind the stage, what's that about? Hey, well, great, give us a minute. Hey, Master, come here a second. Ah, he's gonna give her a new outfit. Oh man, where'd they go? Are they seriously not gonna fight after we went through all this trouble? Of course not. Nobody in their right mind would ever fight me. This isn't like last time. There's no rule against magecraft, and I'm wearing a much more glamorous outfit, and I have you here with me. It's a shame I won't be able to cut that cheeky tongue of hers out, but I can live with watching her run off with her tail between her legs. In fact, I actually feel sorry for her. I mean, can you imagine anything more hilarious than a pathetic low-class fairy being panned around as a proud prophecy of all things? You couldn't find anyone more miserable in all Britain. Oh yeah? Well, we'll just see about that. Huh? Ah, her Ascension 2 outfit. Not bad. No, Castoria, smile. Stand up straight. No slouching. Right, deep breaths, deep breaths. Well, you said you're a bit Tristan, but what's with that wholly obscene outfit? I'm Castoria, the child of prophecy, and on my honor as a caster, I'm gonna reel the Bell pilgrimage whether you like me to or not. Try to get my way, I'll cut you and those tastefully expensive heels down to size. Ha! Kitty's got claws. Still, I didn't think you'd know how a decent high heel if it stepped on you. All this big talk's gonna make losing much more embarrassing. I feel sorry for you, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna spare you. Huh? Well, you actually think you're stronger than me? I really have nothing but pity for you, you know? You've had plenty of practice, just running home and crying to mommy, right? I mean, I think so. This is you'll be your second crack at it. No, it won't. You're the one who's gonna be crying after I tear you apart. Ouch. Tristan can't hold a candle to her in trash talk, huh? Guess it's hard to compete with someone who's used to bottling up her frustrations. Anyways, I would like to chat with you a little more, Master, but since this is a 2-on-2 battle, it's never gonna go any other way, is it? Personally, this is my very first time fighting a Master. I'm going against a seasoned veteran who's defied death more times than I can count, so I plan on treating this as a learning experience. Let's enjoy killing each other, shall we? Go high. Support only. I should probably bring something stronger if I'm gonna do this. Tamlin Tristan. Nice to fight between the daughters of Morgan and fellow masters. Let's enjoy ourselves, kid. Show me a good time, Jack. Need backup. I'm already invincible for the turn, so might as well go full, yeah, full arts chain. Art's chain. Oh, nice. I'll get 2 invincibilities with this.
それはいつか来る兆しの星、希望の地、楽園の後、誰に呼ばれるまでもなく、あなたは星をかざすでしょう。運命は誰のために。アラウンドカリバーン。ここでまっすぐ先生の杖。ほら、不良品。
Honestly, that's not bad at all.
もちろん。
I can take the hits now, or I can... Yeah, let's take the hits now, try and go for another 2 invincibility here. %. I am guaranteed protected from 3 attacks. Alright, this should help then.
それはいつか来る兆しの星、誰に呼ばれるまでもなく、あなたは星をかざすでしょう。アラウンド
Remove all debuffs. Excellent. Break bars down and our NPs negated. Critical rate up. Fetch fail not.
ザーコザーコ、何もわからないまま死んじゃえば。ベッチフェイルノート。もうやだ。
Ha. Didn't work.
ほら、どう？
乗ってきた乗って
Ooh,
きた。
now I'm getting the
受け取
mood.
ってくれよ。俺からのおひねりだ。
Take this. It's a gift from me. This could actually be helpful. Because now Tamlin Tristan doesn't get 3 attacks every turn. Instead, she now has to deal with, since she's already invincible for this turn, I can also do this.
負けないぞ。やります。ここでまっすぐ。ここまでが上だ。何のためにやります。負けないぞ。それはいつか来る兆しの星、誰に呼ばれるまでもなく、あなたは星をかざすでしょう。アラウンドカリバーン。ここでまっすぐ。ここまでが上だ。ほら、今のうちに準備。もちろんやります。
If I have to loop this around over and over, I will.
あれはいつか見た終わりの星。どれほど遠く汚れても、私は星を探すのです。さあ、幕を開けて。アラウンドカリバーン。
As long as I remove the debuff, I won't take the dot damage.
ここでまっすぐ。ブター。 もちろん負けないぞ。
Yeah, Tamlin and Tristan, you are not getting another turn.
先生のタイプ。
Problem is, even just one hit's not going to be enough. It's going to obliterate. I get 2 hits protection, but the enemy gets 3. And the third's going to kill. Hmm. Could be a bit of waste, but then again, I'm not going to be streaming for at least until next week, so my command spells will generate.
私は星を探すのです。さあ、幕を開けて。アラウンドカリバーン。ここでまっすぐ。先生のプレイ。白霊戦行きます。
This arts chain will ensure that enemy does not get a new turn.
ここで立ちはだかるならここまでダメだ。今回はうまくいきました。
Here we go. Alright, the bell rang. Castoria won. No, it's leaving me. Wait, come back, Mother. She's going to be furious with me again. She's gonna ask me why I'm like this, why I'm always like this. The Tamlin lost. After Barguest, that makes 2. Fantastic. I knew Anth's prophecy was right from here on. I'm the child. Prophecy's the one to invest in. Aside, where have I seen Tristan before? I remember now, I know exactly who she is. I saw her 100 years back in Lord Grimmelkin's mansion. Her true name is Avalon Sith. She's a prostitute in Darlington, and a vampire. A vampire? What in the world is the High Queen thinking? I can't imagine anything more disgusting than living on human blood. No wonder she stinks like a sewer. I wonder how many humans she sold her body to. Resurrection 100 years ago. Remember, Darlington was overrun with corpses. She and Morgan must have been responsible for the destruction. Lord Grimmelkin becoming a night call. No wonder that damn vampire is the only one who made it out of the place alive. No, you got it wrong. I just... Stop it, don't badmouth Mother. Mother always knows best. What if I suck blood from dead bodies? So what if I'm undead? Darlington wasn't my fault. Running away. Babo Sith is running away. I knew the Queen wasn't thinking straight. Why else would she choose a low-class fairy like that as a successor? Well, this turned out to be kind of a plot. So she was lying about everything, huh? I guess that's no surprise. Well, shit, you really handed me my ass. You're as good as I've heard, Master. I'm pretty sure there's no way I could ever beat you in a master battle anymore. So what are you gonna do now? Gonna have your lady friend there kill me? Gonna sell this yourself? As you can see, I'm totally unarmed. I don't have Babo and Sith to protect me anymore. Seems like you're not gonna get a better chance than this to finish me off, right? Master. I don't trust him. He has something up his sleeve. Gotcha. Too bad. I really thought I could end this here. Looks like you got an even better nose for danger than Kadok. Now I'm really impressed. Well, time to show myself out. Besides, I don't see a point playing with you anymore now the match is still missing. So long, Savior. See you in Camelot someday. Yeah, I knew not to trust him. True name revealed. Fairy Knight Tristan. Babon Sith. Once again, that's the name of a species of fairy. Well, that's 2 of the Tamlin down, although the strongest is yet to come. Great work out there, everyone. I'm so glad you enjoyed yourselves. So, pretty sure you were the only one enjoying yourself. Your dumbass show made me put all the tricks I've been saving way earlier than I've liked. Oh, what tricks? Join the fight while I wasn't looking? No, shut up. Damn it, so much saving it for Camelot. By the way, Master, I have to thank you for this lovely outfit. I had no idea you've been working about this in secret all this time. We were just too shy to say something sooner. You considerate little Dickens, you. Well, actually, not one word. I think it looks great on you, too. Thank you, I feel so dashing and gallant. When I think about people seeing me like that, it's enough to make even a timid thing like me want to give it my all. Seems you're all working together much better than you were the last time you were here. Oh, someone a little upset about being the odd fairy out. Not anymore, no. It's not like you to be so... I care... Oh. I need to Google that real quick. So let me see here. I care... Especially of a comment... sharp and forthright, especially of a comment or style of speaking. Are you feeling left out too or something? Just a little, if I'm being honest. No fair, making an outfit like that behind my back. Man, I was really hoping to put Historia's official Child of Prophecy debut off till later. We could really do it up in style at Londinium. Now, don't be like that. I'd say this debut worked out just as well as we could have hoped. You all saw the upper class fairs at the auction house, right? They all saw Castoria beat Tristan fair and square, in a manner befitting a Child of Prophecy. So it won't be long before they've told all Britain as well, plus we get to ring a third bell while we're at it. So does that mean the Wing Clan officially recognized the Child of Prophecy? Of course, now the bell is recognized her, I have nothing more to say. That being said, Gloucester will still remain neutral. This was Tristan's show. I didn't decide to offer you the bell myself. As such, I technically haven't defied the Queen. While we're at it, let's get one thing straight. I have no plans to help the Round Table Army. Fairies and humans may both be equal, since we value brands and trends more than anything. But in general, I still hate humans, and the Round Table Army is no exception. So please don't expect me to help them in any way, shape, or form unless they have some exceptionally good business deals for me. Now I see. If we're gonna work out a deal, you have no problem coming to our side, right? Oh, for would you knock it off with the can't we all just get along nonsense? Ah, your backhanded idealism just really pisses me off. Huh? The hell are you talking about? Never mind. I'm pretty sure that's a reference to Shiro from Fate Stay Night. Muramasa doesn't act too much like him. I guess maybe an elderly Shiro, I guess. I guess it's fine. Anyway, I'm really busy right now. You guys want to wage war? Knock yourselves out. Me, I have books to get back to. All the old Fey-era documents I found in the records just brought from Camelot aren't going to read themselves. You all showed Babo Sith who's boss and rang the bell like you wanted, correct? There's nothing else you want. If there's nothing else you want from me, would you get lost already? I can ask where Koyanskaya is right now. Oh, Lady Fox, she's out on business at the moment. Apparently, she finally found something she was looking for. I wish her good luck with her work, but I know she doesn't need anything of the sort. Thanks for waiting, you two. We made it back from the ball in one piece. Whoa, I don't know much about fashion, so I don't know the words to describe it, but well. Look awesome, Castoria. Your battle dress is good, but this is great. Think so? No, maybe it does. That reminds me, your new armor looks cool too, Gareth. Habitrot? Habicat? Huh? Me, I'm fine. I was just taken aback by your new outfit. I'll be damned, I guess Fairies in Paradise really do have the same taste in clothes. I'm glad to see you, Gareth, and Gareth are no worse for wear either, Habitrot. Alright, let's get out of Gloucester then. We don't want to keep Percival waiting too long. Oh, don't worry, I already brought a souvenir for Rager Bit. He's much more innocent than he looks, so I know he'd be disappointed if we didn't bring something back for him. Hey, that's real considerate of you, Oberon. Now if only a certain someone I could name would start following your example. Speaking of souvenirs, we got some last time we left Gloucester too, didn't we? Wonder how those fairs are doing now. Want to go say hi before we leave? I'll actually believe you if you introduce yourself as the Child of Prophecy now. Those fairs from last time. No, not today. It's a little late for a surprise visit now. We can thank them next time we're in town. Right, Castoria? You can see them anytime you come back here, right? Right. Besides, I don't have anything to give them now anyways. I'm sure I'll have lots of thank you gifts before I pay them a visit. Got it. Let's get going. Time is money, and we still have to discuss our next move. Something I should double check with Oberon. Oh, how come you're hanging back, Master? Did you forget something? Or do you want pick up some of the good tea while we're here? Actually, I wanted to ask you something real quick. Sure, what is it? Where were you the night before the Battle of Londinium? I think Beryl might have been more right about you than even he realized. You really do have a sixth sense for danger, or rather, maybe your life has forced you to develop one. Well, since there's no point keeping a secret, especially since you've already figured it out, so I'll be straight with you. That night I was here in Gloucester negotiating a deal that would help us defeat Woodwoes. It wasn't with Murray either, it was with Koyanskaya, one of your enemies. Oh, I can tell she's a horrible monster. Probably at least as much an obstacle to you as Morgan. But even poison can be useful depending on how you use it. Poison so poison? Exactly. That's why I took steps to ensure it would be used against our enemy, Woodwoes, rather than against us. Morgan was absolutely going to send reinforcements to help him, no question about it. Woodwoes is one of our most valued soldiers, after all. And once the reinforcements arrived, Londinium would have fallen. Percival's a great knight, sure, but he has a bad habit of assuming every other soldier can fight just as well as him. He loves the Round Table Army so much he can't help but overestimate their abilities. Don't get me wrong, it's good. It may be one of Percival's weaknesses, but as a commander of the Round Table Army, it's arguably even a strength. Which is why I had no choice but to employ a very underhanded trick. Woodwoes was fully aware of how many soldiers the Round Table Army had and what tactic they were going to use. He could have easily handled whatever the Round Table Army threw at him. So I chose to deploy something he could never see coming, a foreign poison known as Koyan Sky, which never previously existed in Britain. I knew she could find something she was looking for, so I used that as leverage to convince her to stall the Queen's reinforcements for us. She did much more than that, much more than I ever expected. She somehow made every single soldier disappear without even a trace. Right. She took her immature beast form then. It was a cowardly move, I know, and believe me, I'm not proud of it. But if that's what I have to do to advance our cause, I won't think twice. When this is over, I'd like you to decide my punishment. That's why you took the time to ask me, right? Could have said nothing, but you're my friend, and friends will let friends do that sort of thing. Hmm. As an adult, it's hard for me to blame him, but as our protagonist is younger, I imagine there'd be a lot less tolerance for something like that. Interestingly, this does mean it could in fact have been Oberon who leaked the information to a Beryl and the others, and then leaked it to Koyanskaya simply to ensure that it would all be dealt with. But then again, that does add a necessary extra step to things, doesn't it? I mean, he could have simply not let another. Then again, he did. Yeah. No, he said that Woodwoes already knew about the plan, but that wasn't true. Beryl mentioned that he already knew, that someone told him about it, and I don't think it was Woodwoes. Although this does confirm that I was right when I speculated that Beryl lied to Woodwoes when he said the Queen had intentionally abandoned him, just to make him suffer in his last moments. Well, at least the nice thing about someone who's always chaotic, evil, like Beryl, is that can, ironically, make him more predictable than someone neutral evil. He will always take the asshole option, no matter what. In the 19th century Japan, around the end of the Edo period, the Satsuma domain sent a number of promising young men overseas, so they could one day help Japan prepare for the age to come. Their ultimate destination was London, capital of the British Empire, the city leading in charge of the modern era. I actually believe this is the time frame in which the Great Ace Attorney games took place, if I remember right. This man was not chosen for the exchange program. He had been born to a poor samurai family. He had no prosperity, no social standing to merit his inclusion in history. While he may not have been chosen as one of the students, he was able to stow away in the back of the boat, carrying them disguised as one of its crew. At this point, he no longer remembers why he left his homeland. Maybe he didn't want to be there for the end of an era. Maybe he was simply fed up with his own culture. Or maybe he just wanted to see what life was like in another country. Either way, he no longer remembers. Still, there was one thing he loved more than his country, his family, friends, or even the people in general. Art. The only memory from a time he still barely retains a premonition he felt upon arriving at the harbor. His eyes sparkled the new world which lay before him. Compare the stagnant hometown he left behind. It may as well have been another planet. The man slipped away from his work at the ship and began exploring the new city. The only map as his guide. It was like a dream come true. He wished to stay longer, but he was cunning and knew the reality of his situation. He knew that dreams inevitably end and timetables need to be followed. As long as he returned to the harbor by sunrise, he would still be punished, but at least he would have a way home. After checking the time and confirming he saw plenty of it, he snuck to the third noble's mansion. Noble's mansion. The mansion in question was home to many beautiful works of art, but there was a picture in particular which was eerie and disturbing that took the man's breath away. Reluctantly, He slipped back out of the mansion and returned to the harbor where the exchange students dock right on time. It took him a full day to realize he had inadvertently wandered into a stranger, more unfamiliar land. Somebody help, I just want to go back to Japan. From that point on, the man's life was filled with adventure. Soon afterward, he was captured by fairies and made to a slave. As a fairy's captive, he endured countless hardships. The fairies thought he had reached his expiration date of 30 years, they set him free. But since he was not originally bred and raised in Fairy Britain, he still had many years ahead of him. Hello, Infinity. Welcome to the stream. While in the land of the Fae was too harsh an environment for a man of 55 to endure, he had made sure to observe the fairies around him closely over his 30 years of slavery. He erased his old identity, hired fairy workers of his own, and founded a company. He had his fairies kill other fairies, dissect them, and study them. He'd created a serum of perennial youth that slows aging. His effects were nearly imperceptible, but it was better than nothing. He continued his efforts for the next 40 years, becoming 90-something-year-old man who still looked like a young fairy. Even then, he made a point to only deceive the Earth Clan. The Earth Clan fairies were narrow-minded and obstinate, but they also valued technology and were willing to trust someone based on the quality of goods rather than personality. They were completely lacking in business acumen. And so, the man became the Earth Clan's leader secretary, and he got along with the leader better than any other. Ah, this is Spriggan's backstory. This is Fate Grand Order, not Arkanites. But I'll probably stream some of that again eventually. There was even something of friendship between the two. The Earth Clan's leader genuinely cared for the man, together they started their own company. And so Spriggan and Capless, the Fairy Britain's very first general department store, was born. Sometime later, the man murdered the Earth Clan's leader in cold blood. He needed his name to develop Norwich further, in service of his goals. There was no one left in Fairy Britain who knows the man's original name. I doubt proper human history is any different. Yeah, we're in the middle of Lostbelt 6. A previously deleted timeline where fairies are the common species instead of humans. I swear, I don't know when I'm going to get a decent night's rest again. Ore has been pouring in non-stop ever since yesterday. Camelot, Ladinium, Edinburgh, our iron weapons are selling as fast as we can make them. And there's the remnants of Woodward's army, Gulcaster's Bell of Pilgrimage. Fairies calling for Morgan's downfall have been pouring up in villages throughout the land, not just the major cities. Lostbelt 1 was basically furries, since I know that's what you're going to care about most. And there is a Fang clan that is here where fairies that are indeed anthro creatures. Good grief, I can only imagine how the Queen must feel seeing her 2,000 years rule come to this. Queen Morgan may be a great ruler, but the masses still have no idea how great her accomplishments are. Only a scant handful of them could even begin to comprehend the sheer scale of her strategy. It's a lot like those who live in cities only see their own homes and completely miss the fact their city wouldn't exist at all if not for the ground it's built on. Well, this is a surprise. Almost sounds like you want Morgan to keep ruling. Oh, not at all. I'm simply stating facts. Personally, I agree with the world at large. It's time Her Majesty stepped down. Alright, then see you later, Infinity. Thanks for stopping by. I'm not even saying she's at fault. She's simply been in power for too long. The Queen has made an excellent country, but her values are simply too old-fashioned. I can hardly blame her, seeing as though she's over 2,000 years old. Countless generations of her subjects have come and gone, and in that time, their values have changed. If the Queen continues her policy of being at one with nature while tightly controlling the human population, the island will never grow beyond its currently size. There are few things more frightening than the harm penetrated by out-of-touch gerontocracy. Old parts are meant to be changed out, not left running forever. Of course, I have no intention of becoming king myself. Even the world of proper human history I came from, Britain was ruled by a queen, so I believe Fairy Britain's also best ruled by a queen, wouldn't you agree? Then who'd you have in mind for the next one? Ideally, a bright and cheery fairy who genuinely loves her people. One of surpassing beauty, but who is more wicked still, preferably ignorant of her own foolishness. Now that would be a queen worth supporting. If I never serve another overly intelligent ruler in my life, it'd be too soon. That's why I chose her. True, she does seem like she'd be a good fit for you. But the chances of that coming to pass are negligible. She has no hope of defeating Morgan, much less assuming the throne. Right you are. As far as I know, there's only one person out there capable of defeating her, and as luck would have it, my soldiers keeping an eye on the battlefield just happened to find them. All I need to do now is decide when to send them in. I must say, I'm glad we're in Britain, nor no one else here is familiar with the idea of using a piece captured from the enemy for your own ends. You're not born with a trump card, you gain them as the spoils of battle. That said, I haven't exactly had many opponents to play with over these last 100 years. So he's got a plan. The good news is he intends Morgan to die, but the bad news is it might be bad news for us. Hey, let me escape. Took pity on me, the High Queen's daughter. Beryl was there helping me. I wasn't holding anything back. So why? Why couldn't I win? Me, the High Queen's own daughter. Ah! Huff, huff, huff. Mother doesn't need any daughters but me. There doesn't need to be any mage than me. If only I had some magecraft that was just mine. Something special for High Queen's daughter. Oh. What was I thinking? I haven't lost at all. All I have to do is bring the garden from Mother's throne. Ah, remember there are two weapons, the Spear of Selection, Garden of Selection. But we haven't seen the garden yet. All we know is the spear, which is currently in Percival's hands. I guess we really are taking our guest up on our offer. Percival, we're back! Hello everyone, glad to see you all safe and sound. Congratulations on another well done, you two. I think everyone in Britain must have heard that pilgrimage ring. As our exclusive Knight Rider, I too couldn't be happier about your success. On a different subject, you happen to pick up me a souvenir? I don't know if you remember this, but it's no easy feat for us ferry horses to transport you all from Londinium to Gloucester in a day. Of course, remember. Here you go. 2-in-1 hair restorer and suntan oil I found at a shady-looking hole in the wall. It's just one of many different magecraft trinkets being sold there thanks to Castoria's previous escapade. Hair restorer for a horse. There's no need to hide it. I already know you're a fashionable fairy. Cares a great deal about his appearance. Be honest, aren't you itching to change your look now that Castoria's done the same? You're a great fairy, Oberon. A shady-looking hole in the wall, you say. Sounds like a perfect place to me. Alright, now that Rage's spirit's been lifted, what do you say we head back to Londinium? Next on our list is Oxford's Bell. Once we ring that, this war will really kick into high gear. Actually, there's something else we should take care of first. Would you mind if we change our venue so we can discuss our future plans more privately? That? Alright. Well, why don't we try going in the woods there, away from the highway? Gonna grab a sip of my drink real quick. My throat's getting dry. Oh my, I guess we ran straight into this thing. Damn, sorry about that. I had no idea this forest was actually a Moor's nest. Please stand back, fairies. The Round Table Army will handle this. No need to worry about us. These Moors will be able as much as touch me. I'm Ragerbit, the fairy steed of flame. See for yourselves how my body burns. Come, Sir Percival, Lady Gareth. Let's demonstrate the Knights of the Round Table truly aspire to. Oh dang, 100. NP4 too. My dang, mine's only NP2 right now, and that's only because I two servants from your party can be set. Well, I suppose I can grab someone over here. If I'm gonna have Castorias, I should probably go with arts. What classes are these guys again? Anything works then. In that case, Sieg and Vitra. Alrighty. Oh dear, none of them can use NPs.
いいですともそうしましょう。
They get bonus damage to fey creatures, which all these characters count as, I imagine. Then again, Gareth says she doesn't remember where she came from, so it's possible she's actually human and no one realized it.
そうしましょう。良いでしょう。なるほど。
年
かぬ。
Oh, perfect.
良いでしょ
Buster Chain.
う。レッツかぬ。
Strange Gaze. Disastrous Curse.
これならなんとかなりそうです。逆光を導きを。はい、良いでしょう。えっ、かぬ。なるほど、良いでしょう。ああ。
Sea gets into Fairy. Well, he should be fine. Now he counts as a dragon, so I need to be careful if the enemy has dragon slaying, but I don't think any of them do have that.
狙うぞ狙うぞ。
了解。そこだ。
Here we are. Night Call, Knight Rider.
結構器用なので、結構素早いので、結構頑丈なので。そっちは
なるほ
Avenger might be a bit tricky, but I can handle it.
いけ。
Sleep, oh dear.
ど。良いでしょう。そうしましょう。
You're mobilized from sleep.
そこだ。引かぬ。
Sucks to lose Gareth, but whatever. We've got our team ready. MP level 1. For support servants. Oh, but she does have her pen now. That's good. Oh yeah, this isn't the story one. It's a borrowed one. Whoops. Gets a defense down, and Vitra gets a... Arts. Increase MP strength for all.
シトラ責任。
せき止めてくれ。
聖杯。
Alright,
我が呼びかけ
let's
に
go.
応えよ。
Sieg and Vitra.
転身開始。彼方への巡礼を。我が身は天の杯を抱えて飛ぶ。邪竜なり。万物勇敢。動画アルグリーゼ。
天よ、天元の鱗に閉ざされる。地、体色があるに好まれる地、アスラシュレーシタ。ほれほれ。
Click sleep. Oops, I forgot about that. Guess I can at least get a brave chain from Vitra here.
Ya ります。
なるほど。了解。
突破します。
そこだ。
Oh, indeed. Remove buff.
追加の準備 聖杯よ
Alright, let's go.
呼びかけに応えよ転身開始彼方への巡礼を我が身は天の杯を抱えて飛ぶ邪竜なり万物勇敢動画アルグリーゼ
ま、適当に遊んでやるかな。なんじゃ、もう終わってしまうんだ。つまらん
He's been debuffed, that means still alive.
見たぶってみよう。
All the buffs down, I guess it makes sense that the damage would be a little low.
そうこなくちゃなの。
At sleep is a real pain.
ああ
負けないぞ。
そこだ
ここで。
Of course, he inflicts sleep on her again. Alright. We'll just get Siega's NP back then.
あれはいつか見た終わりの星。どれほど遠く汚れても、私は星を探すのです。さあ、幕を開けて。アラウンドカリバーン。
Sleep, 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 effing sleep.
白熱行きます。地元に準備。
シトラセ
Whatever. Sieg, finish it.
聖杯よああ
負けないぞ。
転身開始彼方への巡礼を我が身は天の杯を抱えて飛ぶ邪竜なり万物勇敢動画アルグリーゼ
食べるのが早すぎたかな。
So as I was saying, I actually think of ringing a different pilgrimage next. We know exactly where Oxford's bell is, and now that Woodward's gone, we can ring it at any time. So I propose we head to Orkney next. Morgan's bound to be watching Oxford right now, which should mean Orkney is right for the picking. I see, that's a good point. We'll have to make our way to Orkney eventually after all. Since none of the Queen's troops have been deployed there, now will be our best chance. Unfortunately, it's not quite that simple. The Queen will send her army after us the moment we head to Orkney, to say nothing of Nakanaria's army up north. So I think it'd be safer to advance the Round Table army up near Camelot and have some troops protect us on the way to Orkney. If we go there's an army, Nakanaria will mobilize her army in response. She's already gone on record, she sees the Child of Prophecy as an obstacle and Castoria's a rival. So if she makes any overt move, she has no choice but to get in the way by virtue of her prestigious queen. But we really don't have to fight the Northern Fairies. We don't want to fight the Northern Fairies unless we absolutely have to. We need them on our side to fight Morgan instead. Right, Percival, Castoria? Right, we'd like nothing more than to form an alliance with the Northern Fairies. Not as allies against the Queen, but fellow citizens of Britain. We've tried sending messengers to Nakanaria several times, but unfortunately she won't even give us the time of day. I mean, she does hate humans. Actually, I don't even if I'd say hate as much as... Well, that doesn't matter. Well, never mind, that doesn't matter now. Anyways, I go with Da Vinci. The fourth bell should be Orkney's. Once I do that, we can stop by Nakanaria's camp on the way home. She'll be willing to negotiate with us now. Yeah, the Child of Prophecy in both name and deed now. The Chocolate Queen can't afford to ignore you anymore. Okay, the question is, how do we get to Orkney without anyone finding out? What if we went through the Lake District? It's a marshland in the northwest Britain, constantly mired in fog. The terrain is too treacherous for an army to cross, and it's full of moors as well. Both Nakanaria's army and the Royal Army always keep their distance. It'd be a much more dangerous route than taking the highway, but sounds like a good idea then, let's do it. We don't have so many people with us. We'd be better off dodging Moors than as an army. I guess that's true. What do you think, Master? Well, if it gets us there and detect them all for it. I see. Then I guess there's that. Personally, I don't think splitting off from our army is a good idea, but I guess you guys are used to moving around as a small elite unit. For a team of your skills, Lake District shouldn't be too much of a problem. Good luck, I'll be rooting for you. Oh, you're not coming with us, Oberon. Of course not. The Round Table Army's in the middle of a rapid growth period. Someone has to stay and keep an eye on them. Powering up the Child of Prophecy with the Bells of Pilgrimage is important, of course, but so is improving our army. First of all, I'd like you to come along and command the Round Table Army too, so that we can secure Oxford's Bell. It'll leave Londinium a little lightly guarded, but if we can occupy Oxford, we arguably won't need it anymore. Once that happens, the Queen's army won't have any more reason to attack there. Then it's settled. Alright. The Master, Muramasa, Castoria, Da Vinci, Gareth, and Habitrat will set up for Orkney's Bell by way of the Lake District. Ridgerbit would be able to help them. I can certainly take them as far as the edge, but I won't be able to bring the wagon there. So once I've seen all of you off, I'll lay low in Edinburgh and pretend to be a wandering knight. You'll be stopping by Edinburgh on your way back, right? I can rendezvous with you there. That sounds perfect. Where have you been hiding all these smarts? For that matter, why were you toiling away as Aurora's secret wagon horse the whole time? You could have had a much more prestigious career under Woodrose. As you can see, I've always had an affinity for the wind, so the Wind Clan City feels like home. Did you say you were a fairy seed of flame earlier? Alright then, Oberon and I will head back to Londinium. Wait, I'm going with you too. I'm sorry, Castoria. I know this is selfish of me after I declared myself the Child Prophecy's #1 knight. I know my going back to Londinium probably won't make a difference. I can still help there. I just can't leave the people to fend for themselves. Of course, Gareth. You have nothing to apologize for. I think it's great you found somewhere you feel like you belong. Don't worry about me. With the Master, Da Vinci, and Muramasa, I'll be just fine. Sure, I'll miss having you around, but won't be long before we'll see each other again in Londinium. So let's make sure we've both gotten stronger by then. You got it. In the meantime, I'll be keeping my ears peeled for the next ring of the next bell. Alright, good luck to you too, Oberon. Right, take care out there. Be warned, there's a ton of ash over on the far shore, and it also gets freezing cold. And since neither Blanca nor I can cross the ocean, we have no idea what's going on in Orkney. Still, whatever you find there, I'm sure it won't be as bad as what you had to overcome the Russian Lostbelt. Oh, and keep an eye on Castoria. The more nonchalant she acts, the more it's tearing up her inside. She's tearing up inside. Yeah, I know. Huh, guess I didn't even bother warning you, huh? Glad she's in good hands. Once we've run the Orkney and Oxford bells, we'll have to move faster than ever. In the meantime, I'll do whatever's necessary to find out where the 6th bell is located. After that, it'll finally be time to face Morgan, regardless of how the odds are stacked against us. What's more, something tells me that even defeating her won't be enough to solve all problems. There's something else in Britain cursing every living creature here. Unfortunately, we haven't the least idea what it could be. Remember this, Master, we still know nothing about Britain's history. If we're lucky, maybe you'll find a clue as to how this world came to be the way it is in Orkney. If we're really lucky, the clue might just give us the edge we need to defeat Morgan. Alright. Well, I'm getting hungry and I have some obligations in the afternoon, so it's a bit of a shorter stream, but I think that now might be a good time to call it while we're still heading on over. I guess this must be Orkney. And there's the Tree of Emptiness, or at least the remains. Well, things are getting quite interesting. The good news is we do know that Oberon is responsible for getting Koyanskaya to clear out the reinforcements, but this doesn't solve the question of who gave our information to Beryl. This isn't just anything we can this isn't something we can just ignore either. Someone's giving information to the enemy, and while it did work out because Oberon saved us, assuming Oberon's not the one responsible, that still means... I guess I just don't know. I suppose we'll just have to find out next time. See, this is a bit earlier, so actually a decent amount of people are going right now. Let's see here. Decent amount of people doing artwork. I'm not sure which ones are thematically fitting, but... Oh, someone's doing the Final Fantasy XIV main story quest. I could try and see if it'll raid them. Let's see here. Alright. Oh, they're not listed, so I can't raid them. Alright, that's fine. I could also go with, someone's going the Binding of Isaac, actually. I guess that could be fine. Alright. Until next time, thank you for watching, hope you had a good time, I'll see you later.